South African college students are in Milwaukee.
They're learning about democracy, and the conference they're attending is Positively Milwaukee. Find out why.
And after weather, just why were Ozaki County Sheriff's deputies wearing these?
Uh-oh.
A wet and windy night at Cathedral Park, but still plenty of people out taking in the sights and sounds of the nation's largest Bastille Day celebrations. Well, they came from a country that once practiced blatant racism.
South African students came to this country to study democracy at UW Milwaukee. It's a conference that's Positively Milwaukee.
There are structures within the institution that needs to be targeted in terms of transformation.
They are between the ages of 20 and 30 years old. Some of the brightest students South Africa has to offer. All of them are leaders on their campuses back home, and all are eager to learn about democracy.
The necessity for us as students to participate very effectively with, and the link that we must have with our communities.
They're on a month-long tour here, and they want to know how democracy can empower them back home. As South Africa continues to shed the remains of apartheid, they want to learn how they can help President Nelson Mandela and their fellow students.
Let us recognize that there are certain problems that were created in the past, and let us gracefully and with honesty confront those problems that were created.
Implement it not as it has been implemented here in the United States or any other country in the world, but implement it looking at prevailing material conditions and circumstances back home.
Students in South Africa were on the front lines in the battle against racism there. Now that the country is free, young leaders are eager to help the country progress.
We have different points of views, and out of those points of views, we are able to make sure that whatever position we arrive at, we have taken into account all factors.
To combine factors of learning, experience, and activism, and be able to put application in place.
University students in South Africa appear to be ready to take activism to a new but positive level. They come from different factions and political beliefs, so their conference for unity is a great undertaking. And since it happened at UWM, it's Positively Milwaukee. Real bright youngsters there.
Nice to have them.
Good to see them, yeah. So what can we expect tomorrow weather-wise? A return to the heat and humidity?
Or is it going to be more rain? Paul Zan is up next with the weather. Stay with us.
For Your Life today, rebuilding education in South African universities torn apart by apartheid. The South African Minister of Education, Dr. Sibusiso Bengu, joins us live today to talk about the struggles of his country. He's here. We're also talking to the training team at UWM that's visited South Africa. Yeah. I should say Dumoulin and welcome.
Thank you very much.
My poor attempt at Zulu today.
Well, thank you.
Give me a thumbnail sketch of your mission here, Doctor.
Firstly, we are here as 8 different ministries to relate to the U.S. government on what we call the U.S.-South Africa Binational Commission. On Monday and Tuesday next week, we shall have meetings in Washington, D.C., and each of the committees will then be meeting, agreeing. The committees are joint. And I happen to be co-chairing a Human Resource Development and Education Committee.
If you can say it quickly, what did apartheid do to the educational system of your country? And why do you need this kind of conference in the United States?
Well, apartheid did not only underdevelop education, it created a mess, did exactly the opposite of what education should do to people. Divided them up and provided inferior education for the majority of the people. But of course, we are in the process of cleaning all that up. When I assumed responsibility as Minister of Education 2 years ago, there were 15 different departments of education in the country.
And today?
Today there's one.
Okay.
Yes.
Unification.
Yes.
There's so many firsts with the new Republic of South Africa now. First time an appearance in the Olympics in 20 years. Yes. A new president who was once incarcerated. What will you learn here that will aid you in South Africa?
Well, as I was saying, our first attempt is to get the two governments to cooperate at eradicating the effects of apartheid. In the human resource development area, we have started a program called the Mandela Economic Scholars Program, which is aimed at bringing over disadvantaged students in the area of economics to give them advanced studies here, and so that they could go back and back up the economy with analysis and in fact function both in government and outside government in a way that supports growth and development in the country.
Well, it's certainly something we'll look forward to you accomplishing, and we once again welcome you here and have a safe trip to Washington and ultimately back to South Africa.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you very much. If you have another topic you'd like us to tackle here at Live at 11, drop us a line at Post Office Box 444, Milwaukee 53201.